Back to episode 2 of Patricio Romano, my segment where I give you guys the latest transfer news and and rumors. So as a United fan, I'll just start first with my team. United sent Hannibal out on loan to Sevilla. I believe the buy option for them is £15 million, and I believe that Manchester United's buyback clause is around $25 million. So it's going to be cool to see Hannibal get some playing time. Obviously, he doesn't really fit into the squad now. He's kind of like a role-playing sub. Doesn't really make a big impact when he's on. He was playing when we had some injuries, but now that a lot of the players are coming back, we're not going to need him. So good to see him get some playing time. I did mention last episode that Jadon Sancho was going to go to Borussia Dortmund. So between then and now, he has already completed the loan move with no buy option. And he's made his debut and had an assist as well. So that's pretty interesting. I wish Sancho the best. I hope he comes back next season and he's really ready. Depending on, of course, who our coach is. Not sure if Ten Hag's going to remain there, but if he does, then hopefully they can repair the relationship. But we'll just wait and see. Obviously, Manchester United cut Reguilón's extension early. Loan move early, so he went back to Tottenham, and then Tottenham actually loaned him back out. He's actually going to Brentford, so it's going to be cool to see Reguilón playing again. I'm a fan of him, and obviously with Rico Henry out for the year, they kind of need a left back, so he should be playing good. Premier League veteran last couple seasons, so that'll be good for him. And then the last Manchester United real transfer, Alvaro Fernandez, academy product for United Carrington graduate. He's been on loan to Granada. They recalled him, so now basically, they're putting him on another loan. We have Malacia and we have Shaw. There's not really room for him right now, so you want to see him develop more. He's not ready. So he's going to Benfica on a 6-month loan, which is going to be great to see. And if he plays 50% of the games, Benfica actually has to pay Manchester United £6 million. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I haven't, we usually see like buybacks with loans, but that's pretty cool. Basically, like if they really do put him to work, we get a piece of the money, which is pretty interesting actually. But some other Premier League transfers I want to focus on. Timo Werner completed a loan move to Tottenham. He's back in the Premier League. Didn't pan out well the first time. So, we'll see how he does this time. I'm not really a fan of Werner. I think he's quick, but, by the time this video comes out, he'll already have an assist against Manchester United, unfortunately. But, like I said, not really a big fan of Werner. I think, just all pace player type of thing, but it'll be interesting to see the impact he can make in the Tottenham team. Fabio Carvalho from Liverpool, they sent him out on loan to Hull City. Obviously Fabio Carvalho has made a couple appearances for Liverpool, cup games, stuff like that, but not really on that level that they need him to be. So sending him out, getting more playing time, like most of the loans are. I did say last podcast that Radu Dragusin was going to be signing for Spurs, and I was correct. Bayern Munich did not sign Radu. Funny enough, Bayern needed a different center back, so Eric Dyer was actually loaned to Bayern Munich, and Bayern actually had the option to buy him for £4 million, which was interesting because it seems like they already paid the $4 million to Tottenham, so it'll be permanent at the end of the season. But yeah, only $4 million for Eric Dyer, who actually went to Tottenham from Sporting for €4 million too, which was cool. Like I said, I think in the last podcast, Valentin Barco is going to Brighton for Boca Juniors. $10 million. We're seeing a lot of these young Argentinians going. Echeverri going to City, and Julian Alvarez obviously going to City as well. just a couple past transfers, but Barco will be coming to Brighton, so I think it'll be interesting. Brighton's kind of that club that the underdogs like to root for, play a nice style of football, so really stuck out under Graham Potter. So it'll be cool to see if another young Argentinian in the Premier League. Calvin Phillips is looking to be headed to Crystal Palace. Depending on if they can close the deal out with him, obviously Calvin Phillips, would like to see him get some more time for England, get some more time for City, but he's not taking out Rodri anytime soon. So you kind of gotta let sleeping dogs lie and just dump some of the players along the way. And he just hasn't proven to be a City quality player. So not really so much Premier League, but Premier League legend in quotes. Jordan Henderson looks to be cutting ties with his Saudi contract, and he's trying to make a move back to European football. So Henderson's actually a done deal to Ajax. He'll be joining shortly, so he'll be back playing European football. Couple oddball transfers, starting with one from Bournemouth. So Bournemouth has sent Ahmad Traore to Napoli on a loan. So Napoli obviously missing a couple players for AFCON, haven't really looked like the Scudetto winning side like they were last year. So trying to get some players that are going to kind of give that spark, and Ahmad Traore doesn't really play too much for Bournemouth at the moment. So they requested him on loan, and they did get him. The other player that Napoli seemed to be chasing is Cyril Ngonge from Hellas Verona. So not too familiar with Ngonge, but I do know after only watching a few games that he's basically their best midfielder. So Hellas Verona is battling relegation in the Italian league. They've sold 4 out of their 11 starters, and if Ngonge goes to Napoli, which they have reached a verbal agreement, it'll be 5. So interesting to see kind of the mode that Hellas Verona is going. They must be maybe jumping ship or think they're going to go down, so they're trying to get as much for the players as they can at the moment during this window, because in the summer the players will be worth less. So I'm not really sure what's going on there with Hellas Verona. I would think that they want to stay, fight, and stay up. But yeah, I guess time will tell. How they finish with the season, we'll see. And Ngonge, Napoli just lost Elmas to Leipzig, and one of the first real transfers of the window. And I think Ngonge is a more talented player than Elmas. I do think Elmas did the job, but I think Ngonge's ceiling is higher. So I think it's a really good pickup for them. Another player that we briefly touched on in our podcast was Ian Matson. Wasn't too familiar with him. So I'm playing right wing at one point in a Chelsea game. I did a little bit of research after because I wasn't really too familiar with him. And then after seeing that he was going on loan to Dortmund, was interesting because it lists his position as left back. So, Chelsea, the king of buying young players and loaning them out, doing it again. Matson didn't look to make the impact that Chelsea were hoping, so I'm sure that they're just loaning him out to get him some more game time. And kind of to finish up, I want to talk about a couple, rumors and kind of oddball transfers to me. So Renan Lodi from Marseille has gone to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia for a fee of 25 million euros, which I thought was a little odd. The Saudi Arabian teams just continue to keep buying players up, and Renan Lodi was kind of like a staple starter in the Marseille team, and it's kind of interesting to see how many players really want to go, but like we've seen with Jordan Henderson, maybe they will come back. Thiago Jalot from Lille has gone to Juventus for 3.5 million euros. Jalot shows the potential, young, fast center back, Portuguese. So we'll see if the form can continue at Juventus, as they're kind of hurting for some backup center backs. We'll see if maybe he can make one of the Portugal squads with Jose Font and Pepe getting older, maybe just one of those on the bench. But they are filled with a lot of young potential right now with Antonio Silva and Inacio, as well as Quaresma as well. So Gift Orban as well. He's going to Lyon 13 million euros from Ghent in the Belgian league. And Gio Reyna is supposedly leaving Dortmund with George Mensch, representing him now. I guess between the falling out with the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, with him not really playing too much at Dortmund, him being hurt, I guess maybe it's time for them to part ways. Sevilla and Marseille are interested, so it'll be interesting to see in the coming weeks how Gio Reyna kind of spreads out there. But okay, and with that being said, this basically concludes episode 2 of the Patricio Romano segment that I like to do. And next week I'll be sure to bring you guys the new transfers and transfer rumors. So I hope you guys all have a good day.